So, hi, this is Jeannie, and I'm going to be doing Nichiren Buddhist content or presenting on Nichiren Buddhist content. I haven't done one in a while, and this is basically correlating the law of attraction with Nichiren Buddhism because it's basically talking about the same thing but a different aspect of the teachings of karma in Nichiren Buddhism. So I was listening and I actually took part in a course, an online course by Chizay Sandriel because I want to credit her. Her explanation of the law of attraction is so, accurate, and it's just so like it explains how the law of attraction and or karma works. And so basically, she said that the law of attraction is a spherical law, which means whatever we project to the external reality will come back to us. And she said that the law of attraction is like similar to the law of gravity, except the law of gravity is like a vertical law, meaning if you toss something in the air, it will come back down, vertically. So even if you toss it sideways, it's still going to fall down. And so basically, I love her explanation, comparing law of attraction as a spherical law. What you project comes back to you. It's like an echo. And law of gravity, what comes up must go down. And it's a universal law. Both of them work all the time. And the thing is, we are always broadcasting most of the time, and it's just unconscious and by default. And if you can look at my other videos about the quantum field, basically we are energy and we are surrounded by our external reality, what which we call external reality is basically just a quantum field, and it is sensitive to all of our beliefs about ourselves and our self concept, our emotions, and it will respond to whatever our predominant thoughts, our life state is. And it will always reflect back whatever's inside so that we can see. So, because if we cannot see the effects of the causes we created, we will not be aware. So, awareness is basically that's a aspect of reality, our reality, so that we can be aware of what is inside, because we cannot really look inside unless we project it outside and then we see. So, and that is the purpose of chanting, essentially, is to tell us, like, when we chant and then our external reality shows us who we really are at that moment, we have this awareness like, oh, okay, this is my life condition right now. I'm in a low life condition, vibrating in a low life condition. Maybe you're in a state of anger or hell, and then your outside world is going to reflect that. And then you're going to like be aware, like as a Buddhist, you're going to be aware like, oh, okay, this is my life state right now. Doesn't mean it's fixed. um, I may have to change it because it's not working for me at the moment. So we're always broadcasting most of the time, but most of the time it is unconscious and by default. So the way our unconscious mind works is it's like on autopilot, because like it's kind of hard, right? I mean, living our lives, and then we're always like constantly thinking like, oh, this should happen, this should happen. It's kind of stressful. And the way the our subconscious mind, which is, if you guys are familiar with the nine consciousnesses, look it up. It's in my YouTube as well. Basically, our subconscious mind is the eighth consciousness, so it contains our subconscious program. So the way the subconscious mind works, and is also the storehouse of karma. The way subconscious mind works is that whatever is programmed into it, it will just play it. It's like autopilot, because you can't always. It's just how it works. It's more efficient that way. But you can always override it. So we are always broadcasting most of the time, but it's unconscious and by default. And so the law of karma. So Nichiren Buddhists believe, and science has proven, that energy can neither be created nor destroyed. We just get transformed into another form. But Nichiren Buddhists believe that we have existed, we have many lifetimes, we have lived many lifetimes, and the current lifetime that we are in right now is just the sum total of all of the past causes that we created in our previous lifetimes. Therefore, if you want to know the causes you created in the past, just look at the present moment. If you want to know your future, just look at the moment, the current moment as well. So the present moment is the only moment that matters. So it took me a while to understand that because, sometimes we're interested, like, oh, what did I do in my past life? I mean, it's really irrelevant because right now, whatever has happened to you at this point, you are experiencing the effects of the causes that you created um, in other lifetimes. So you are the sum total of the past causes that was created, whether conscious or unconscious. And even if you don't believe in, karma is real, cause and effect is a universal law. But if you do not believe in past lives, that's really up to you. Um, but at least believe that even in this lifetime, we created so many causes that took us to this point in our lives. That, let's say, um, you didn't graduate from college, and that was the cause you created. And now the effect is you can't get a good job, or you can't get promoted because they're like asking for a degree. And so that is cause and effect. You are the sum total of the previous causes that you created in the past. And, you may or may not believe in other lifetimes you lived. It's maybe even just now, just think about now. And anyway, it is also irrelevant because if we have lived many lifetimes, I mean, we can't like decode and uncover all of those lifetimes because we probably lived thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions of lifetimes or infinite lifetimes. So we don't know. But what's important is our current moment, the current lifetime that you have. So karma actually has two aspects. And karma has two aspects, and this is where the law of attraction comes in. So I read lecture once in an article from one of the Nichiren Buddhist texts as well. And again, you don't have to be a Nichiren Buddhist if you're interested in learning about the law of attraction as well. But I'm just correlating the teachings of Nichiren Buddhism and the law of attraction because essentially they're the same, except the law of attraction is a different aspect of karma. So karma has two aspects, reaping and sowing. So the past teachings of Sakyamuni, they're always about the reaping, it's the Buddhism of reaping. It's like, yeah, they were always focusing on, the past lifetimes, the past causes. But Nichiren Buddhist is different. Nichiren Buddhism is different because it's all about, it's the Buddhism of sowing, meaning from now on. So it's all about planting a seed right now to create a different reality. Um, and that's exactly why we chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo to um, create a new cause, a better cause, and coming from a higher state of life. So, law of attraction is basically an aspect of karma, which is the sowing part. You sow. So what does it entail? So they always and I do this myself too, like um visualization, affirmations, or just thinking about and creating causes right now to create a different reality, a different future. So this is often like how law of attraction is symbolized. Basically, it's always like, yeah, I'm attracting all of those things to me, relationship, the money, the job, and other things as well. But that's just the other aspect too, which is that's the effect aspect of the law of attraction. But the cause is the transmission part, where we're transmitting into the field of infinite possibilities, the quantum field or the universe. We are transmitting our thoughts, our beliefs about ourselves, our past programming. And so, what the law of attraction does, or the sowing phase of karma, is we are sowing better seeds, because maybe we didn't like the poverty so much. Maybe we didn't like, the fighting with our loved ones so much. Maybe we didn't like, the bad stuff that we created. But from this moment on, we are sowing a different seed. We're transmitting, you know, new thoughts, new beliefs, new self concept. Maybe it's through visualization, and we do chanting. I chant a mantra every day. Um, and the reason I do that is, to create a new cause, and also to elevate my vibration, so that I am not vibrating like at a lower life condition. And therefore, if I'm vibrating at a lower life condition, like I'm reaping like lower life vibration things. So I chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo in order to transmit a higher life condition, so that I experience the results of a higher life condition. So the thing about like chanting is, when applied to, the law of attraction techniques, is that the only difference is like chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, it's very automatic. Like, you don't necessarily have to affirm that, oh, everybody loves me, everybody loves me. I mean, that will help, but chanting in itself changes your vibration, so you are vibrating at a higher frequency, and so therefore you're experiencing higher frequency things like love, compassion. Things are just flowing better, in your life. And that's just how it works. And it's like, what you call, you don't have to do a lot of work. I'm not saying that, because I write down what I want as well, and I chant, I send out my intentions as well, um, for whatever intentions that I have for that day. But the thing is, through the power of sound, chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, I'm raising my vibration, and therefore the effect is experiencing higher vibration things, which is more happiness, and or ease, basically ease. So this is what, how I can represent like all the concepts in Nichiren Buddhism, as as it applies to the law of attraction. Basically, as I said, law of attraction is just an aspect of karma, which is the sowing part. But what we do as Nichiren Buddhists, aside from visualizing and affirming, is we chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo to elevate our life condition. So this is us as human beings, and we have like a higher consciousness and a lower consciousness. So basically, we when we do not chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, we operate at the lower consciousness, which is we operate at the level of karma, or the level of, you know, um, the reaping part of karma, or we're operating at the subconscious part of our consciousness, which is we're just experiencing the effects. But when we chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo and we elevate to a higher consciousness, to our Buddha nature, we are therefore able to bypass the subconscious reprogramming, and we are operating at a higher consciousness, and therefore we are creating better causes, not based on lower frequency things like suffering and stuff like that. So basically, the Nichiren Buddhists, we believe that there's 10 worlds, basically, if you can call 10 frequencies or 10 levels of vibrations. So 10 worlds is like, um, hell, hunger, anger, animality. So whatever your predominant thought, emotion, belief, or state of life is at that moment, let's say you're in a state of hell, that is what you will transmit to reality, to the universe, to the external reality, and therefore that is what you will get. Um, but when you chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, the 10 worlds will be transformed because you are operating at a higher consciousness, and therefore, with your ichinin or life condition or your determination, you turn the quantum field of infinite possibilities, or basically they call in Nichiren Buddhism, they call it 3,000 realms in a single moment of life, basically, which means is infinite possibilities. So with your ichinin or determination or your life force or your life condition, you project out into the external reality something better, something like higher level, not just the lower level, lower life conditions. So this is just my way of like correlating the teachings of how like quantum physics works and how reality works. Basically, what it means is that when we chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, um, we transform our external reality and we project out into the field of infinite possibilities, a possibility that is the highest, best possibility ever, and based on our determination as well. So, based, let's say, and I've used chanting, I mean, I use it all the time. Anyway, let's say um, you have problems at work, and it's just chaotic at work. So, when you chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, you project with your determination of like your intention, like I hope work life gets better. With your intention, you set it out, and then you have determined that this is the best possibility that I desire. Um, and through chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, you get that. You collapse the field of infinite possibilities into that one possibility, which is the best, highest possible thing, and it's a win-win situation for all. And it may or may not be like specific to your like intention. um it may even be better than what you have intended. So, and another example as well, I've used the law of attraction or chanting so many times, like I've done it for over a decade, let's say, a better job. And I've done that, through chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, using my higher consciousness and not like, the lower consciousnesses. And I was able to transmit into the field of infinite possibilities, like a better job, better paying job, better work conditions, better this and that. And also, family problems as well. Um, you know, Instead of just accepting the uh, the current reality, I wanted to change it and wanted to transform family life. So by chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, I'm able to transcend my lower consciousness, which is your subconscious mind, which is basically just filled with all of the programming, the fixed programming. I was able to transcend that, and I was able to, project out into the field of infinite possibilities, or as they call it in Nichiren Buddhism, 3,000 realms in a single moment of life, 3,000 possibilities in a single moment of life. And I picked one, which was better family life. So basically, when someone tells you, like, oh, like, and if you're a Nichiren Buddhist, that, oh, the law of attraction is, it's not real, it doesn't relate to Nichiren Buddhism. Actually, you are practicing law of attraction already, but you are practicing that part of karma that is not the reaping part of karma, but the sowing part. So it just so happens that law of attraction practitioners, they do not, some of them do know about chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, but they have other techniques that they use. That's just their choice as well. I mean, I use a lot of those tools as well, but my main tool is to elevate my life condition or my state of life, so I can, transcend my lower self, so I can project something better out into the field of infinite possibilities and collapse that one possibility as the highest possible, bestest, happiest possibility ever. So I hope this makes sense to you guys. And this is just the way I correlate the law of attraction with the teachings of Nichiren Buddhism, which is they're the same, except, we are, law of attraction is just the sowing part, or the planting the seed part of karma. So thank you very much for watching. And yeah, the other slide is basically, like what I use to align myself more to my end result. So anyway, thank you, and I hope this has been of help. I'm in the process of writing a book about Nichiren Buddhism, the teachings of Nichiren Buddhism, and my experience of Nichiren Buddhism, having practiced it. But yeah, just remember though that chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, as it's like more, you automatically, like, when you're doing it right, you automatically elevate your life condition or state of life so that you get the best possibility ever. And that's it. Thank you for watching.